Hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar, how to accelerate your analytics deployment on S-4HANA and SAP Datasphere. My name is Jérôme TOCANNE. I'm the CEO of RapidViews, and I am with Alexandre. Hello. Our technical manager. So the webinar should last about 45 minutes. Feel free to ask any question during the webinar using the chat toolbox, and we will take, of course, all your questions at the end of this session. So let's start. Alors, we are going to talk to present RapidViews. Then we will talk about our business content. We'll talk about our BI Smart Repository. We also will talk about how to migrate and to audit BW from BW to typically SAP Datasphere. We will present some references and take all your questions and answer. Alors, RapidViews, we are a software editor specialized in SAP analytics solution. We are, of course, SAP partner, and our solution is certified by SAP. Alors, what do we do? RapidViews, we have two main products. We accelerate analytics deployment through what we call our business content. So we are going to talk about that. Our business content are pre-packaged, predefined data mart to accelerate analytics deployment on your SAP different system. And we centralize, manage, and even migrate using our BI Smart Repository. The BI Smart Repository is our platform. It's a web-based platform where we centralize all your analytics components. Alors, let's talk about the business content. Okay, first main RapidViews product. What we did a few years ago, we started to build this concept of predefined data mart by building fact and dimension tables, then virtual data mart, and we rename everything by providing advanced semantic layer. It's what we did for the core SAP module like FICO, SD, MM, PP, QM, EWM, PM, PS, and Ariba. Okay, so very quickly, if you want typically be able to do a report and to bring back a total invoice per material, you need to build the dimension material and the fact table billing. What is the material dimension? You need to be able to access to a lot of different table, right? So it's what we did, what we started to build using different SAP HANA technology. So we build this concept of dimension by using in calculation views, CDS views, and SAP Datasphere views, right? So we did that for all the main dimensions. We did the same for all, of course, all the fact information and fact table. And then we provide this concept of data mart, and typically around the billing fact table, you can satellite a specific number of dimensions like material, customer, bill status, and so on. So it's what we did by building this concept of data mart. Okay. Then around the data mart, of course, we provide all these concept of semantic layer. Okay, so today we provide about 60 predefined data marts that are covering the main, again, SAP core module like FICO, SD, MM, PP, EWM, Ariba, PM, PS, and QM. We provide also some advanced cross-module data marts, typically to cross information from sales and finance and so on. And we have a lot of those predefined KPIs that you can use, modify, or of course also to build your own data warehouse. So typically on finance, we are covering everything about finance and controlling. We provide about 12 data marts, more than 50 KPIs, and samples of reports. The reports that we provide today are built using in web intelligence technology, SAP Analytics Cloud, Microsoft Power BI, and Tableau software. It's just sample of reports, okay? But you can use any reporting tools. If you use, I don't know, MicroStrategy for example, or click, you could, of course, use your existing reporting tools to access to all this content, but because this content, again, are predefined data mart that we install on SAP and that you can access through any kind of reporting tools. So we did it for FICO, we are covering everything on purchase order and inventory, sales and distribution, orders, billing and deliveries, production planning, quality management, extended warehouse management, plant maintenance, project system, Ariba. So we try to cover the main core SAP modules. And around that, we are also providing what we call cross-module data mart. If typically you want to build some advanced report, if you want to mix information between finance and material management, or sales and finance, or quality management and finance, we provide this predefined kind of cubes, right, data mart, that allow you to do this kind of advanced report. Just here to show two reports. So in this case, I think it's Microsoft Power BI reports, samples of cross-module reports, procure to pay, orders to pay. Alexandre, is typically where we mixed sales information and
yes. So the first one, procure to pay. This is a mix on material management data and especially the procurement process to the payment in the FI module. And for the second one, this is the same concept coming from SD. So the order coming from SD to the payment in FI. So this is typically the kind of reports that we implement on our customers' environment for the cross module part.
Exactly. Thank you, Alexandre. Okay. So where can you install our business content? On this slide is the architecture slide. The first layout on the top is the SAP ERP, right? ECC on relational tables, ECC on HANA, and of course S-4HANA. As you can see, we have a small dot line in the middle to separate what I call transactional reporting versus business intelligence reporting. Transactional reporting, today, of course, you can use the embedded analytics, all these Fiori tile and all the piece of CDS view that are inside S4HANA to have some kind of course, transactional report. But what if directly in real time on ECC on HANA or S4HANA, you want to be able to provide some very strong semantic layer to your users that maybe they want to reuse through Power BI, SAC, Tableau software? It's where we have a huge value because it's what we provide, advanced semantic layer that you can, of course, reuse through your own reporting tools to be able to do any kind of advanced report. Okay, if you want to build a data warehouse, the way to go today with SAP, of course, is SAP Datasphere, and you can install our RapidViews directly on SAP Datasphere. Today, we have more than 30 customers that are using our business content on ECC on HANA, S4HANA, or SAP Datasphere platform. Okay, and behind SAP Datasphere, if you want to have of course, to access to any kind of data lake, you can export data from SAP Datasphere to all this any kind of data lake technology. Okay, and the last layout, semantic layer and reporting tools, we are of course compatible with any of these tools because our business content are pure HANA technology, and by definition, any reporting tools can access to S4HANA or SAP Datasphere platform. Okay. So where I put the RapidViews is where you can install it and where we have actually a lot of customers already using our business content. Okay. So what do we say? We say, thanks to our business content, you accelerate the way to roll out your application, your business intelligence analytics platform, because you do not start from a blank page, or you do not start from thousands of small pieces of CDS views. And what we see our customers are telling us that it's sometimes very complex to choose the right CDS view. A CDS view can be very complex. It's also very complex to modify it. What if you had a kind of toolbox? Within this toolbox, you could have access to any kind of small pieces like all this dimension and fact information, where you could modify, of course, any kind of business rules and whatever you need to do. You add your own Z table, add your own hierarchy and so on, to be able to very quickly roll out your analytics platform. It's exactly what we deliver. Okay, let's talk about SAP Datasphere. What do we do on SAP Datasphere? Because we have, of course, a lot of traction these days on this on the business data cloud platform that contains SAP Datasphere. We already have 10 customers using our business content on SAP Datasphere, which is a very, very nice number for us. And by the way, we have a lot of customers extremely happy by what we provide, and that help them at the beginning, of course, to roll out their analytics project. So how does that work? We have predefined extractors to access to the main SAP system like ECC, ECC on HANA, S-4HANA, and S-4HANA Cloud, private and public cloud. We also provide ready-to-use extractors for Ariba. And within SAP Datasphere, we provide, again, this concept of fact views, dimension views, data mart, and semantic layer. Everything has been rebuilt on SAP Datasphere, and by the way, is certified by SAP. And on the top of that, we provide samples of report only on the SAP Analytics Cloud technology, but we have customers that using Tableau software or Microsoft Power BI or Web Intelligence, and to access to the SAP Datasphere data warehouse platform. Okay, so again, we provide the extractor and we provide all the content ready to use within SAP Datasphere, and it's available on the SAP Datasphere platform. Okay, so what do we say? Thanks to our, again, of our RapidViews Business Content, it's fast because you do not need to start from a blank page, and we provide an accelerator. Everything can be modified. It's not a kind of a black box, of course. You can access to any dimension, fact, data mart, semantic layer, all the samples of report that we provide, of course. And it's a kind of Lego, it's a kind of toolbox that contain all these small Lego bricks that you can modify and reuse, of course. It's compatible. If you typically, you start to build a data warehouse on SAP Datasphere, where you access information from, let's say, ECC or ECC on HANA on your SAP Datasphere, and tomorrow you are going to migrate to S4HANA, your SAP Datasphere environment will be compatible between ECC and S4, because we provide all this star schema, data mart schema, compatible between ECC and S4HANA. Okay, and compatible, of course, with any reporting tools of the market. Alexandre, can you do a small demonstration? So what are you going to show us?
So this is the SAP Analytics Cloud tool, where I have opened one report provided by RapidViews on the purchase module. So we have some standard reports, but then you will have the possibility to customize this kind of dashboard. So you can typically switch on the edit mode to add your own fields, your own KPI, your own filters to configure and to customize the reports at your own need, own environment. So we try to show you the most standard KPI that are interesting for the SAP core module analysis. We have also lots of KPI on analysis that was built with some customers, and we have capitalized on that. We have done a lot of works for 5 years to develop this model on this dashboard. So this is an example. Here, for instance, I can click on the number of good receipts and all my graph will update. Then what we provide in this case, for instance, for this one, this is the number of good receipts per purchasing group. But if you in your company, this is not the purchasing group that is the most important dimension, but you can access here to the complete semantic layer provided by the content of RapidViews. So if we are talking about SAP Datasphere, this is an analytics model that can be plugged to a SAP Analytics Cloud. If we are in Power BI, for instance, just to show you an example in Power BI, but we can implement the calculation views or on the CDS view directly from S-4HANA. So we try to be the most exhaustive in the context, in the customer context that we can be for the implementation of our content. So this is an example of Power BI reports, and this is the same concept. So on the right, you can
see all the semantic layer, right?
With every field that we have identified that are like relevant for the BI analysis. But then if you have your own Z file, your own Z tables, but you will have the possibility to customize the model. We are going to show you how to do it, and then see this kind of fields in the report.
So we provide, we are not, of course, selling any reporting tools. We provide, for the end user side, we provide this concept of semantic layer, right? All these objects are already there. It's what we provide when we sell our RapidViews business content, and this semantic can be are available in, of course, in any reporting tools, and you can drag and drop and build any kind of report. Okay.
So some customers want to work from scratch, to build their reports from scratch, so they only use the semantic layer, and others, in our case, they want to give a first version of sample reports to their end user, and so they start with our approximately 10 samples of reports per module. So sales is 10, FICO it's 10 reports, MM 10 reports also, and that all these reports are covered the sub-module that Jérôme just explained and present to you in the previous.
And in the semantic layer, you can modify any business rules. You, of course, every customer, you have different kind of KPIs. So we think the SAP Datasphere platform, or within our tools, you will be able to modify any business rules. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you just show the semantic layer through the reporting tools, correct? You okay? About our business content, you do not show SAP Datasphere views and so on right now, no?
In SAP Datasphere, yes, we can. It's a little less.
Voilà. Just show quickly. We think SAP Datasphere.
So in SAP Datasphere, every content can be organized by spaces, okay? And so this is an example of
material management
of views in material management, and this is an example of analytics model on this part.
So you are inside SAP Datasphere, and you are opening one of our business content.
Yes,
correct.
I think that this one don't want to open, so.
This is a demo syndrome. Vas-y, go on. It's a little slow. So you're in the data builder. You click on the RapidViews and it's going to show you.
So this is the last layer of Datasphere modelization. It's called the analytics model, the kind of this object.
Okay.
In the BW world, it's named a BEX query.
Okay.
With the calculation views, it's the data marts. And so the concept is the same. And this is where we build the star schema, where we link the transactional data from SAP to the master data. And here we can implement a lot of KPI with the restricted key users, with the calculated columns, and then you can directly see the data that are contained in Datasphere in a preview mode. And this is the raw data provided by Datasphere to see the data here.
So when what we provide is this business content that we install typically here directly on SAP Datasphere, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alexandre. Let's switch now on the BI Smart repository. So we just talk about our business content. Okay, we are covering the core SAP module, all this concept of predefined data mart with advanced semantic layer that you can access from any kind of reporting tools. You just show through SAP Datasphere a little sample of one of our data mart that is available on SAP Datasphere. So now let's talk about the other product that we call the BI Smart repository. Alors, what is the BI Smart repository? Is a platform that we develop to centralize any analytics component. So we are not a data governance tools. We do not aim to be a data governance tools. We are a platform that contains the detail of your report and the detail of the views behind your report, and it's a platform that is fully dedicated to the BI business intelligence community, end user and BI manager, people that are building all this advanced concept of BI, right? So in these tools, we have developed different kind of connectors, reporting tools connectors. So we are very good to access to the detail of web intelligence, Microsoft Power BI, Tableau software, SAP Analytics Cloud, Analysis for Office, Bex Query, Digdash, Fury Tile, and soon Click. Okay, not only the name, we bring back all the detail of this report. And on the other side, on the data sources side, at the beginning, we started to build advanced connector to calculation views and CDS views. Then, of course, SAP Datasphere views. And recently, we built a very advanced connector on SAP BW system. We also have a connector to the ETL from SAP Data Services. And soon, we are on the way to build connectors, Talent, and SQL Server. Okay? So the main features are this one for a different usage. For the BI manager, we have these capabilities to have some kind of advanced search where you will be able to navigate through all your tools to find any reports, any views, any semantic layer, any tables that you have in your system. Then advanced feature of data lineage. From the report, you go down to the semantic layer, then to your data mart, then to the detail of your reports, of your fact and dimension tables. Impact analysis. From one single table, you can go up and see where this table is used in your overall analytics system. Okay, so three main functionalities for the BI service for the BI managers, right? And on the other side, for the end user, we have the ability to centralize in a business catalog. So to have some business areas, and within these business areas, you will be able to see all the different reports. We see more and more companies that are using several tools, right? You have Microsoft Power BI, you have some SAC, Web Intelligence, and so on. What if everything could be centralized in one single hub? So it's what we provide through this concept of analytics hub, where you can search and find any report. And from a report after, of course, you can go drill down to the data lineage and all the different specification of the report. Okay, same for your KPIs, we build this concept of KPI hub, or you can put a KPI name and find all the KPI related to this name and how these KPI are built, right? So 3 main features for that, okay? To illustrate this BI Smart Repository, we are going to go now, we are going to show these samples, but by talking about BW, because this BI Smart Repository platform is also developed for the BW community. What if you could, within this platform, be able to access, to connect your old BW system, be able to bring back all the detail of your data sources, info object, ADS, SSO, composite provider, and so on, be able to bring all this detail through this platform to see all the data lineage, and even what if you could even migrate your old BW system to SAP Datasphere. So it's what we provide. So first, we help customers to audit and to map all their existing SAP BW system. Most of our customers today, they want to inventory their system. Most of the time, they don't. The BW system is quite old, and they don't have documentation of this old BW system, and typically they want to migrate and they don't know how to start. So it's what we provide. So Alexandre, let's talk about all the different BW objects that we can access.
So with our connectors, we can connect to the metadata of lots of BW object type.
Yeah.
The object type that permit us then to build the cartography, the mapping, the maps, and the audit and documentation on how your BW referential is built. So it starts with the data source. Okay, so this is the first layer in BW where on which you build your referential. Then we can have the info object, DSO, ADSO, also the info source. So we try to be compatible with every BW version, okay, the classic, the basic SAP BW, but also the BW that are based on HANA, and also the BW for HANA. So that's why we have lots of object types like the composite provider, the info cube, the multi-provider also. Then we have the BEX queries. So the BEX queries, it's very important for our customers to have the documentation of these BEX queries, because there are lots of business rules, lots of KPIs that are defined in the BEX queries layer, and this is the intermediate layer with the reporting tools also. So then if you have I don't know Web reports, Power BI reports that are based on your BEX queries, because Web is a connector that we have already, like Power BI, like SAC, but you will have the possibility to have the complete lineage from the data source to the Web reports with the BEX queries, for instance, at the middle. And then a last word about the transformation. So this object is very important and very relevant for our customers to study, because this is the complexity of your BW system that is contained in these transformations, and everybody wants to know to know the complexity of this routine, ABAP routine, formula, all this mapping that can be done on the BW side. So we have also recently added the transformation to have this in our platform.
Okay, so through our BI Smart Repository platform, we are going to see that it's easier to have all this information centralized in one single place. Of course, if we compare to BW,
yes,
BW it's only BW, and we of course are doing all the data lineage from the report to the BW and even BW, of course, to the underlying tables. Okay, so if you want to search an information across your BW repository, okay, so what you do, let's show us how does that work.
So, for instance, sorry, if we we are here in the RapidViews platform. We have integrated here some demo object from BW BW 4HANA. Okay. This is a BEX query, for instance, and this is a standard SAP BEX query. But if you have your own specific, your own custom queries, but this is the connector works in every case. Okay, so this is an example of a quite simple BEX queries with here the BEX here that is based on the composite provider. So okay, this is another object provided by BW. At the source of this composite provider, we can have the advanced DSO, the info object, and then the data source. So this lineage, it's quite simple. This is a standard SAP object, so there is not a lot of complexity here. We have some customers that can have approximately 20, sometimes 30 layers of BW objects, and we can sometimes we switch on the HANA world with the calculation views. Sometimes we have a lot of CDS view and also Datasphere. So because we have all these connectors, Datasphere, CDS, BW, in every cases, if you have some BW that is at the source of Datasphere or the CDS at the source of Datasphere, but we can have the complete lineage on that. So this is an example of a BEX query. If you want to make a search on sales, for instance, but you can then filter your referential and have a search bar here to make a search on the sales activity, on the stock, etc., etc. Okay. For instance, I don't know if I anticipate the next maybe.
Yeah, because on the slide, you switch on the slide now. Yeah. If you do a search, you have access to all this search platform. If you want to do the data lineage, it's just what you show, right? Yeah. From the report, you can go down to the BW cube and all the different components. And on the other side, you have also the concept of impact analysis.
Yes. So impact analysis, for instance, I can search like two LES object. Okay, this is the transactional data that is extracted in this data source from BW. So you can retrieve the list of the columns and the analyze impact analysis. So you can see every BW object, or maybe Power BI reports or Webi or Tableau, etc., that contain at least one field, okay, one element of this 2LES extractor, okay, and then we can have also the impact analysis at the column level. So, for instance, this one, the number of deliveries, very important. It's contained in all these objects, okay. And we can retrieve the name if the field is renamed in the impact analysis object, but you are going to see the renaming and also the cartography of this modelization. Okay, so this is very important for our customers to have this visibility on BW.
Our customers that are buying our BW connector today, it's mainly customers that plan to migrate BW to something else, and most of the time they do not have the documentation of what has been done maybe several years ago. And thanks to our BI Smart Repository platform and thanks to this connector, they can really have all the detail of what is available, and you can even export. Click on that, you can export, and all the BW cube information can be exported in a Excel spreadsheet that contain different folders, and you will be all the detail of the specification of your BW cube. So typically you will be able to reuse this specification to maybe to migrate to something else. Yeah, thank you. This is impact analysis. What else? We also build an advanced assistant. We call it the analytics wizard, to be able to help you to migrate typically BW to SAP Datasphere by using, of course, our business content. As we provide advanced business content, right, on ECC, S4, and SAP Datasphere, as we now have the ability to audit your BW legacy system. What if you could select, so import all your BW cube, select it, put it on a kind of analytics wizard, and what if we think this kind of wizard, it could give you the recipe of predefined data mart, business content RapidViews data mart, that will allow you to implement very quickly option 1 in SAP Datasphere, is typically what we provide, or option 2 through SAP Datasphere to, of course, export your data to any kind of external SAP system. Alors, how does that work? Show us this demo.
So, I will do a small demonstration on this referential. So we can select, for instance, the this cube provided by SAP, and the idea is to select this object. Okay.
Alors attends, you click very quickly. We don't see it. You just open on the right hand side a window that we call Analytics Wizard, correct?
Yeah.
And you select it and you drag and drop this cube within this window, correct?
Exactly.
And now?
And the idea is to display here the results.
Alors the interface that you are using for your demo is in French, but of course we provide our product in English, huh?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so the idea is to show the correspondence of the BW data source in the HANA technology that are more based on the SAP tables and SAP CDS. Okay, and because we have built lots of content on this HANA technology, this analytics wizard in this case will give you the most appropriate business content provided by RapidViews that can cover a BW object. Okay, if you want to migrate your BW in SAP Datasphere in S-4HANA BI, for instance, you are going to build again more some content, and RapidViews can provide you the good business content. So in this case, we can see that the stock movement, this is the business that are based on this SAP table that are the same that are used in the BW extractor. Okay, and in this case, for instance, for this, if I want to, so in this case, I have the DTM that cover every field, but we can, for instance, start with this fact view, but we have to add this dimension, etc.
How do you see it? Because on the first line, at DTM stock movement, you see this little green market that say, okay, everything is covered through this DTM stock movement content.
Yeah.
And the second one, the F stock history RapidViews, is telling you that you need, you could use this content, but you will need to add 4 dimensions, correct?
Yes, because these dimensions will contain the text on the master data that you need to cover this.
And if you click on recipe,
yes, so every step then it's specified in a recipe text, so you can use this instruction to give this to your developer IT teams to develop that. Yeah.
Look, he's telling you that everything is green is all the different fields that we have, but at the end, you need to activate and to add all these orange field,
yeah,
correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And in the first one, DTM talk movement, everything is already there. So does that mean that I could, in my wizard, drag and drop any component and it will tell me if it's available in my repository?
So yes, you can use this wizard in any BW object. It can be a box, it can be a cube. You can also do it from Webby reports, for instance. You could drag and drop one Webby report, and if you want to check if in with RapidViews there is, I don't know, Power BI reports or an SAC reports that contain the same data, this analytics wizard can do the analysis for you here. And why? Because behind this analytics wizard, there is a correspondence between the SAP data source and the SAP HANA tables and CDS, and that's how we manage to give you a coverage rate of these BW referential.
Okay, great. Thank you, Alexandre, for the demonstration. So let's continue using our slide. Okay, so the main benefits, again, of this BI Spark repository, and typically on BW Cube. So you can centralize all your BW cubes and all your report and everything that you are going to build. We have typically a customer that just bought this platform because they built hundreds of CDS views and directly on S-4HANA, and they just want to be able to have the visualization, the lineage, and to centralize and manage all their CDS views. We have customers that are using this platform because they centralize hundreds of business object reports, and they just want to be able at any time when they have a question from their end user to be able to know exactly how this report is built, how this report is linked to the overall system. You know, again, we centralize, we manage, we help you to migrate only analytics component through this platform, and we are pure analytics facilitators, I will say. So, okay, masterize the environment, visualize all your BI platform. You can explore and navigate through any of your reports, any of your KPIs, and you can also have a view per process. And thanks to our BW analytics wizard, you could access to any BW and see which business RapidViews business content you could reuse within SAP Datasphere, or even, of course, S/4HANA. Okay. Great. So let's talk about our references. Today we have more than 30 references. In France, we have customers in England, in Switzerland, Canada, and Germany. Okay, even if okay, the company is a French company, but we try, of course, to access to and to bring value for any SAP customers. Okay. So we have customers all over the world. So far, so typically this one, if we take about a use case, next team, it's a customer that started to migrate to S/4HANA. They wanted to be able to reuse to build KPIs and to be able to provide advanced reporting to their teams using Tableau software. So we provide our RapidViews content on MM, SD, FICO, QM, and PP. We redeploy their KPIs they have about 75 KPIs that they wanted to use. And in few months, actually, we were able to provide 50 days to provide all this architecture, and they were able to build all these reports. Okay. Another project, Total Energy, is typically a huge, of course, a French customer. They are using SAP Datasphere to centralize all their ECC information from different ECC systems within one single SAP Datasphere. They use our business content as a backbone, as a foundation of their data warehouse. And after, they extract all the information to Microsoft Azure Data Lake. and we work with them these days actually because they want also to be able to centralize to do the documentation of all the BW SAP BW cubes. Okay. Third references, it's a customer, Audioptic. They wanted to, so they migrate to S-4HANA, and they had a SAP BW system, and they wanted to be able to audit their BW system. Alexandre?
Yes, and so after BW, they had two choices because they didn't want to go in BW for HANA during the S4 migration. So the idea was to decide between a SAP Datasphere data warehouse or a BI implement directly on the S4HANA. And finally, the SAP BW was to cover the future of BW. They didn't want to have a data. They did not need a data warehouse finally, so they decided to have an S4HANA BI implemented on the CDS layer, and on the top of this CDS layer, so for RapidViews MMSD on PP, they have the MicroStrategy reports and also some analysis for Office. Okay, and so we use our business content to give them a new S4HANA content on with the CDS view. And the BI Smart repository help us a lot to convert the BW referential in the customization of RapidViews CDS. Yeah. So yes, there was two steps in this project. First, the audit of their BW, and then the implementation and customization of RapidViews CDS.
Okay, thank you, Alexandre. And that's it. We are what time is it? It's almost 12:50. So we are almost at the end of our presentation. If you want, feel free to contact us to do proof of concept. Right? It's what we do all the time. In a few days, of course, we connect our BI Smart Repository platform to your BW cubes or to your CDS view, calculation views, business object, SAC report, and we can, of course, you can test and check the value of our BI Smart Repository platform to centralize and manage all your analytics components. If you want to test also, of course, our business content, we can install a piece of our business content yes. in your system. S4HANA, ECC, SAP Datasphere. We even have our own environment, Datasphere tenant, if you want, to be able to see the value and how RapidViews can help you to accelerate your analytics deployment. Okay. Thank you again. Thank you, Alexandre, for this presentation. And let's talk about. Let's take your again your question answer. Do you have any questions? Feel free to ask us. Any questions? First question. Can we use a RapidViews report in real time as transactions happen in SAP? Yes, that is possible, right? Today we can do real time. We have customers that install our RapidViews content directly on S/4HANA to do real time advanced reporting.
Yes.
20 years ago, it was very complex to access to a transactional system using SQL code or Oracle or SQL Server. We used to build a data warehouse in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. Today, because this HANA technology is very strong, you can again install or predefined data mart directly on S/4HANA. We have a lot of customers that are doing that, and on the top of that, again, you reuse your tools like Business Object, Tableau, Power BI to build any kind of advanced report. Mm. Will the slide will be shared afterwards? Yes, of course, we will send you, all of you, our slide. Okay. can I add my own BI environment in your smart repository? Yes, in the BI smart repository, we have a lot of customers, again, that are using our BI platform to centralize, again, all their business object report, Tableau software report, Microsoft Power BI report, SAC. So it's not only actually for SAP. We have a customer that are not a SAP customer, and they just have hundreds of business object report, and they are centralizing everything in this platform just to maintain it. So again, we try really to be very good and focus on the analytics different component. We want to provide some value for the overall BI community. It's really our goal.
And because we have the old in-premise connectors like SAP BW, like the calculation views, and also we cover the new technology like that are more cloud like Datasphere. But in one platform, you can have the metadata of your old BI and the future of your analytics in one platform, and that's because that explains why we are going to give you lots of value, to give you lots of power to compare your old and your new BI when you are in migration phase.
How is RapidViews different from the embedded analytics?
Embedded analytics are more operational BI.
BI, yes.
It's very good if you want to have a Fury tile that display, I don't know, the sales orders with the sales quantity for your teams that are quite operational. But if you want to use a real BI dashboard tool like Power BI, like Tableau, like SAC, this is not the same requirement. In the Fury tiles, you can only display a few KPIs, a few tables, but you cannot have a real dashboard with a BI.
BI component. If you want to build some advanced report, if you want to do some real advanced analytics, the way to go is our RapidViews, because again, we provide advanced business content and advanced semantic layer, and we talked at the beginning about this concept of cross-module semantic layer that you can reuse using any reporting tools. You have transactional report, typically the CDS views with a Fury tile. If you want to do advanced report in S-4HANA or on your data, on your new data warehouse, SAP Datasphere platform, RapidViews is the way to go. Today, we have about 30 customers that are using our business content on ECC on HANA, S4HANA, and SAP Datasphere platform. Even if, like Total, they are using this platform to centralize all the ECC information, and after they are exporting information through the data lake Azure, but they are using our content to structure all their information and build with this concept of analytics, which are fact and dimension and data mart concept. And we have already some customers that bought, of course, our BW connector, which is an incredible way to import all your BW cubes and to be able to have all the online documentation of your existing BW system. And we provide also now this BW migration path to move from BW to typically to SAP Datasphere. If there is no more question, thank you very much. It's almost we are on time, so really feel free to us. We can do very quickly, easily any kind of proof of concept or advanced demonstration, and we will be, of course, very glad to continue to show us and to bring value on this analytics space. Thank you, Alexandre, for the presentation. Thank you, all of you, and we will send you the documentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.